Well, we're just going to keep rolling along into our girls' championship 4x8 wearing hip number 1. It is Bullis. We've seen them all over the record boards already. Wearing hip number 2 from Greenwich, Connecticut. This is Greenwich High School. From Miami, Florida, Carleton School of the Sacred Heart. This is Grove Track Club. Wearing hip number 4 from New Hampshire, Exeter High School's own Blue Hawks wear hip 4. Irondequoit Track Club is going to occupy hip number 5. From Lancaster High School in Ohio, this is the Gales Track Club. From New York, wearing hip number 7, Guilderland Track Club. Wearing hip number 8, it is Robinson High School from Virginia. Wearing hip number 9, they call themselves Impulse, but this is Padua Academy from Wilmington, Delaware. From North Carolina, we've seen them all over the relays in the past couple of years wearing hip 10. This is Raleigh Catholic. From Delmar, New York, this is Delmar Track Club wearing hip 11. West Springfield, Virginia's own West Springfield High School wears hip 12. From Michigan, wearing hip number 13, Holland West Ottawa, representing Shore. And rounding out your field, again, they need little introduction. This is the quartet from Bradenton, Florida, IMG Academy. National and meet record were set last year by Union Catholic Track Club. And that quartet threw down, get this, 209, 209, 210, 205 as high schoolers. That is the kind of foursome that could contest with some of the best college teams at events like Penn Relays. In fact, I was part of a Penn Relays winning 4x800 team, and those are pretty much the splits we ran, and just phenomenal. So that is going to be the time to watch here. Again, lots of incredibly capable athletes on track. We just saw magic happen in the form of a meet record and national record on the boys' side. Could we see a repeat on the girls?
You know, I will say, Kate, sometimes the baton gives you superpowers. So I know you were saying they were running 209. I really feel like we're going to see some way faster sprints. I mean, it looks like they've been running way faster than they would in an open 8.
You're right. There is something really magical that happens when you get into a relay situation, especially, like I said, the 4x8. You know, it's a little bit less contest. I think especially once the field opens up, you know, second, third, fourth leg, there's fewer bodies right around you often. So you can kind of open up your stride a little bit more, but you still have the pressure of that entire field and, of course, of your teammates cheering you on from the sidelines. So magic has been just flying around this stadium throughout this first 2 days of competition, and we wouldn't expect anything less in this final championship race of day 2, the championship girls 4x8. Fourteen incredibly powerful teams taking to the track here, and they are jumping and jostling all over the place for this championship girls 4x800 meter relay. Again, the time to look for Union Catholic's 8:34:20. That was set last year. And that means, again, that they are going to have to average under 2:10 per runner if they're going to come anywhere close to that time. That is a tall ask, but if anyone can do it, it is one of these 14 teams on track.
And there's magic in the air right now in Franklin Field. I mean, they just witnessed a meet record. I know they felt that adrenaline as well.
And already getting a little strung out up front. That was Grove Track Club. Emma Filippi leading things for the team in the pink, but now a big move by IMG. IMG on a mission. And this is set to be Mackenzie Winning, who is off to the early start here. And if her last name is any kind of omen, you better know that they are well on their way to a strong performance here. She is a junior, Mackenzie winning, and she has a best of 207.95 in the 800, 55.50 in the 400, and she is absolutely running away with this in this opening leg.
She really is. I mean, look at her stride. She looks absolutely beautiful as she's just working with her arms and opening up that stride. You know, usually for distance runners, we either see the really tiny steps or we see the really long strides like the thing Mo's, but hers is a long one and she looks really good as she's coming around this final curve.
The determination showing here for the lead leg of IMG Elite. Mackenzie winning. Again, a 207 athlete at her best and opening up a fantastic early lead for her team. Coming up from Florida, always strong contenders. And Mackenzie winning, like you said, beautiful loping stride. She's going to open things well under 2:10 for the first leg as she hands off 2:09 unofficially on the clock. 2:10.36 for winning at the exchange. That's 5 full seconds ahead of Shore Track Club, who is in a very tight second at the moment. Danielle Graham is set to be our second leg here for IMG Elite. And again, she looks like she's out for a hard solo workout.
And I just need to brag on IMG Academy for a second. They're from Bradenton, Florida. They are an athletic and education performance school where they have always had the best of the best. I'm used to hearing from IMG when I was a little bit younger, hearing from them for basketball, but now they have a ton of talent for track. I mean, we just saw Winston Schroeder win their decathlon from IMG Elite as well, and they're just absolutely blowing away this field right now.
Second runner here for that foursome from Florida. This is Danielle Graham. She is a 2:10.72 runner at her best. She set that back at the Spring Break Invitational on her home track in March. So hard to match that kind of outcome all by yourself, but again, she's at the top of her game and looking incredibly smooth. She knows that she wants to do everything she can to pay credence to the hard work of the lead leg by winning to establish that gap and not let the other athletes come any closer to her. She's doing a fantastic job of that right now.
Absolutely. And another point that we might have to mention, we mentioned that the third leg might be a little bit of a sleeper leg, and that might be why she really wants to bust this leg wide open on this second leg to just really give her teammate a really big lead. Because like you said, I mean, a lot of these athletes might be coming up from the 400, Kate, and what better leg to put them on than third leg?
Well, third leg for this quartet is set to be Nyla Robinson, and she is another 2:10 athlete at her best. Said that at Running Lane about a month ago. So we know that these runners can all put together 2:10 or better, but they're going to have to be at their absolute best here on the right day. Little grimace in the face there from Danielle Graham as she gets set to hand off to Nyla Robinson. And that was a 2:11.2, so the fact that she's a 2:10 mid-runner at her best and she just ran within a second of that completely solo from start to finish shows the grit and the power of that foursome, and particularly of Graham.
Absolutely. They just look so strong. They have just gapped the rest of the field.
So again, this is such a hard thing to do, to run completely solo from start to finish. No one around you. Of course, you have the electricity of the stadium, as you said, Serenity, but it's not really a race at all. It is a focus and a determined solo effort.
Absolutely, but I know that they're going to be using that adrenaline from the relay. It gives you a different type of in your run, knowing that you're running for somebody else, and that's your teammate that you care so much about, have been doing all the training with.
They were 4:21 through that last exchange. This is going to be a bit of a slower opening lap here. As you said, sometimes a sleeper leg, and I think, this is a difficult thing to do. Nyla Robinson having a bit of a tough time just keeping the foot on the gas. But with this much of a lead over the rest of the field, the meet record seems to maybe be safe for the moment. But that doesn't mean that they can't come away with a huge victory. And here is the kicker. They are handing off to a lead, or to an anchor leg, I should say, in the form of Aurora Bertelsen del Soler. She is a 2:06.80 athlete. She's a 55.28 quarter miler, and you know that she knows how to get the job done. Robinson completely by herself, but there at top of picture, you see for the first time a shortening of that gap as we have two very strong athletes hunting down our leader. That is West Springfield Track Club, Allison Hall, and then Ava Porras for Shore, working hard together to try to eat into that advantage. This is going to make for a very interesting final leg here. A big lead, but Nyla Robinson really, the lactic acid is building. She's starting to show signs of that fatigue. Surely she will maintain the front position into this final exchange, but it's going to be much closer than we might have expected. So Robinson will exchange with a 2:21 for her on that third leg, and here goes Aurora Bertelsen del Soler. It is West Springfield maintaining second position, Shore in third, but the 2:06 athlete who is just beautiful to watch in her stride. She is just so clean in her mechanics, no wasted energy, and seems to glide around the track. You couldn't ask for a better anchor.
No, absolutely not. And IMG Elite is just known for producing amazing relays for sure. They ran U.S. #2 all-time at pin relays not too long ago, right here on this track at Franklin Field. They earned themselves a wheel. They ran 8:40.51, which is the third fastest in pin relays high school history.
Well, they're drawing on all of that inspiration and memory from having done it here before. That counts for so much. And Del Soler, again, just looking like she's gliding effortlessly around the track. She's going to hear the bell at 7:46 on the clock. Every one of these athletes has run almost completely solo from start to finish. IMG looking to take home yet another title in the relays. And Aurora Bertelsen del Soler coming around with just about 300 meters to go. A battle is on for second behind her, but she is blissfully unaware of that at the moment. Totally focused on the task at hand, and she is going to help her team surely to a victory here. Seems to find another reserve of energy with 200 meters to go. IMG have just put on a clinic in getting the baton around all by themselves. A field of their own, and here comes IMG. Aurora Bertelsen del Soler is going to take it home for the foursome from Florida. They are going to take yet another title in the championship girls 4x800 meters. A big fight now on for second, but doing a great job of holding off the challenge from behind. That is Shore Track Club. Colette Works did the work to hold off a very quick closing Allie Horner from West Springfield Track Club. 8:59.64 for Shore, so just dipping under that 9-minute mark. And then 9 minutes, 0.86 for West Springfield. But it was those four ladies right there. IMG Academy come away with the win.
And this relay has just been so unstoppable. They look so composed, like they knew exactly what they were doing, and that's what experience does for you. A fantastic race from all of these ladies. I mean, records are definitely meant to be broken, and they have broken a couple for New Balance Nationals like they did indoors. They became national champions there in the 4x8, running 8:46. So just off of their PR there, but still a fantastic run from them.
Well, and again, the depth of this program is what amazes me so much. You can pull four runners. They had a few reserves that they could have drawn from. So that shows that, just the depth, the focus, that, like you said, they're doing something right, something professional down at IMG and coming away with another title. They are a hard group to beat, even on a day that is maybe not always their best. So that will conclude our championship sections. We still have our unseeded boys and girls 4x800 meter relays. It's a beautiful evening. Temperatures have dropped a little bit, light winds, and you can hear and see the magic on field in this beautiful wide shot of Franklin Field.